Welcome everyone. I thought I'd give a little update on some of the work I've been doing for this desktop version of GMT's Panzer. It's a game I love, and the desktop version allows us to play the game and have all the rules enforced for us. So we don't have to go keep checking the rule books for particular rules. The software looks up the rules for us and tells us what we can and can't do. So just quickly, let's have a look at the situation I have drawn up just for the purposes of explaining how spotting ranges work in Panzer. Spotting ranges, armor-piercing hit modifiers, and the armor-piercing hit table that gives us the percentage chance of actually hitting a target. So that's what we'll cover today. As you can see, we have the base map here. I've just got finished adding villages and cities, towns. You can see we have a town here and also up here. You can zoom in a little farther and you can see that these are 3D objects. Okay, so in this scenario, we've got one American unit and one German unit, a Jagdtiger, and an American Hellcat. So if we click on the Hellcat unit, you can see the unit card comes up, and it displays the offensive information for this unit and the defensive information. Under the offensive information, we can see that it has 4 ammo types: armor piercing, HVAP, GP, and anti-air. And they're all grayed out, indicating that this unit hasn't spotted any units and or it can't use these types of ammunition in this unit situation. Because it hasn't spotted anybody yet, it indicates that none of the ammunition can be used or selected. So if we do the same for our Jagdtiger, just click on the unit card comes up, and you can see it has 2 ammunition types, armor piercing and general purpose ammunition, and they're disabled as well, indicating that those ammunition types can't be used quite yet. We can also see that the ammo types for the Jagdtiger have an underscore underneath their type, and that underscore represents a front firing arc for this unit. So this unit can only fire out in an arc that covers anything in front of the unit. And we'll get a little demonstration of how that comes into play in just a second. So let's get back out so we can see both units, and let's just open up our spotting ranges table. And just to go over the table and how it works, we see that we have a level of spotting, and we also have columns for the different kind of unit types. And in this situation, we're only using vehicles, so we can ignore the L column and the S column. So we'll just use the V column. And if a unit spots another unit, and that other unit is not in cover or doesn't have any of these modifiers affecting it, the base level of spotting is 0. And if we look across under the V column, at a base level of 0, we can see 20 hexes away. So these 2 units right now are further than 20 hexes. If we click on a unit, there's no line of sight indication between these 2 units. So Let's just see what happens when we bring the Hellcat closer to the Jagdtiger. So, a couple of things just happened. A green line of sight pops up, extending between both units, indicating that the Hellcat, the selected unit, has spotted the German unit. And we can see that none of the modifiers listed in the spotting range table apply in this situation. None of these spotting range modifiers are highlighted, and so we're just spotting at a base level, or a level of 0, which means we can see 20 hexes away, and that 20 is highlighted. Now if we click on the Jagdtiger, the same situation applies. Because none of these spotting range modifiers apply, we're getting a level of 0, and this unit can also see 20 hexes away. So if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The Hellcat's 12 hexes away, well within the 20 as a maximum range that we can see any units. So if we click on the Hellcat and we just start backing out, we can see that the Hellcat can still see the Jagdtiger, and now we're further than 20 hexes away. Okay, so what happens if we place the Jagdtiger in some cover, such as this set of woods? You can see that we have different terrain. In hex 1808 we have woods. This is heavy woods, and under this Jagdtiger we have woods. So we've set the Jagdtiger in a woods hex. Right now we have no line of sight to that hex because we're looking at a set of hills here. So let's bring the Hellcat a little closer. So you can see that the Hellcat has spotted the German unit because of the green line, and because the German unit is in woods, the woods are medium cover and provide -2, which means we're not spotting at a level of 0 anymore. We go 2 rows down on the spotting ranges table. So 1, 2, and because we're spotting a vehicle, the Hellcat can only spot vehicles in medium cover from up to 7 hexes. So what we have here is a range of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we take it back another one, that's a range of 7. And if we go out here, it's a range of 8. And we can no longer spot the German unit because we're beyond the maximum of 7 hexes. Also, if we take this German unit and just give it a spot fire marker. So in the previous turn, we're just saying that this German unit actually fired at another unit, and so it got marked. Let's just say it got marked with a spot fire. So we can see in these modifiers that there is a spot fire listing here with a +3. So if we go back to our Hellcat, click on it, we can see that the target is in medium cover. It's harder to see, but because it fired the last turn, it's actually easier to fire. So we have a -2 and a +3, which is a difference of 1. And so we move up 1 on the spotting range level, and we can see that the Hellcat can spot this unit from up to 30 hexes away. Because it fired, it makes it easier to see, even though it's in the woods. So that's how spotting ranges work. As we move the unit around and go to different covers, these modifiers will change as the scenario wears on. But let's take the spot fire off the German unit. And now let's go to the AP hit modifiers table. So what this represents is a number of items that affect our ability to actually fire and hit a unit. And some of these modifiers, such as target size, because the size of the Jagdtiger is a +2. So let's bring this in. We've spotted the Jagdtiger, and we can see that the target, which is the Jagdtiger, is a target size of 2. The target is in medium cover, which gives us a -3. And also the Hellcat has a rating of green. So the crew is green, or not very good in this case. And so they suffer a sort of a penalty of -2 when it comes to determining if we're going, the hit value on the Jagdtiger. So let's bring up the AP hit table and see how all this works together. So we can see here that this AP hit table has percentages listed here for different ranges that the vehicles can be from one another. P being point blank, S is short range, medium range, long range, extended range. So at a base level, with no modifiers indicated, just a simple straight on in the clear example. However, the Jagdtiger is a +2 size, so that gives us a better chance of hitting it because of its size. And because our grade of crew is green, it's going to penalize us. So what we have here is 2 and a -1, which gives us a total of 1 for AP hit modifiers. So we move 1 row up on the AP hit table. And the range from the Hellcat to the Jagdtiger is point blank. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows away, 4 hexes away. And so we see here on the Hellcat's armor-piercing ammunition type, at a range of 4 hexes, we're at point blank range. So we look up the p-value in the AP hit table, and because we moved up 1 row because of the modifier total, we have a 99% chance of hitting the Jagdtiger. Now that doesn't indicate whether it penetrates or does any damage, but we do have a 99% chance of actually hitting the vehicle, which is actually a pretty good percentage, I'd have to say. So let's take a look at the Jagdtiger and see if there's any changes to it. So you can see the modifiers change. The target size, the Hellcat vehicle size, is actually 0. And the Jagdtiger crew is an elite crew, which gives them a bonus. So it's a total of 1, 0, and 1. So we move 1 row up on the AP hit, and it's at point blank range. So we use the point blank range of 4. We're 4 away. So we look under the point blank range in the AP hit table, and it's also 99% chance of hitting the Hellcat. So let's mix things up a bit. I've put some buttons up here to make it easier for me to change the configuration of the units. So let's damage this Jagdtiger. We'll just put a damage marker on it. You can see some light smoke coming from it indicating that it is damaged, and there's also a little damaged indicator on the actual counter. Now, if we look at the Jagdtiger, we can see that the shooter is damaged. That gives it a -3. So we have a Hellcat size of 0. The Jagdtiger is damaged in shooting, which gives it a -3, but it has an elite crew. So we have 0, -3, and 1, which is a net total of -2. On the AP hit table, we look down, go down 2 rows, and we can see that at point blank range, the Jagdtiger has a 72% chance of hitting the Hellcat. Well, let's just extend the range a little bit and see what happens. Now we can see that it's at a short range, and so the AP hit indicator is now using the short range column, and we've gone from a 72% chance of hitting down to a 63. Now it moved up a row because the elite crew at this range is now a 2. So they actually got a little better. I think it was a 1 before, so let's have a look. Yeah, the elite crew at point blank range is 1, and actually from further out, they're actually a little bit better. So we moved up 1 row, and in the short range, we're at 63%. So let's damage the Hellcat. So same situation, but the target size is 2. The Jagdtiger's very large vehicle, and the shooter, which is the Hellcat, is damaged, so it also gets a -3. But the green crew at this range is a -2. So all in all, we have 2, -3, and a -2 gives us a net total of -3. And at this range, short range, we can see we're using the AP ammunition. It's at short range. So it's actually a 49. So under 50% chance of actually hitting the vehicle. And that's about it. I hope you liked it, and there's a lot more to come. Thanks.